Okay, so I need to tell you something, and I'm going to be completely straight with you right now. Today isn't just another Monday. March 23rd, 2026 is the day the moon meets Pluto, exact conjunction, in Aquarius. And the moment these two lock together, something in the emotional architecture of your life gets permanently rearranged. But here's what's really gripping me right now. This isn't happening quietly. This Moon-Pluto conjunction in Aquarius is sitting on top of everything you've been trying to hold together. And it's asking whether any of it was ever real to begin with. I genuinely believe we are in the middle of one of the most psychologically intense and transformative cosmic moments of the entire year. And I don't say that to scare you, I say it because I think you already feel it. That low vibration underneath everything today, that sense of being watched by your own subconscious. That's exactly what this is. And if you've been carrying this strange emotional weight all morning, like something is pressing against you from the inside, stay with me, because there is a very specific reason that's happening, and I'm going to break it all down for you. But first, I need you to know this. While everyone on the planet is being touched by this energy today, there are 3 specific zodiac signs that are about to walk straight into what I can only call a complete psychological rebirth. I'm talking about Aquarius, Scorpio, and Leo. If you are one of these signs, or if you have significant placements there, what's unfolding for you right now is not small. I'll explain exactly why a little further in. Keep watching. The past few weeks have been building toward this. Let me ask you something honest. Have the last several weeks felt like you've been trying to swim through something thick and invisible? Like your emotions keep surfacing at strange moments, grief you didn't expect, anger with no clean target, longing for something you can't even name. Here's what I think has been happening. Pluto has been moving through Aquarius, slowly and deliberately, dismantling the structures we built our sense of collective identity around. Pluto doesn't rush, it excavates. And for months now, it's been working underground, pulling up roots, dissolving old contracts with the future we thought we were walking toward. You may not have noticed it consciously, but your nervous system has been responding to it. And today, the moon walks directly into that excavation site. The moon is your emotional body. It's the part of you that feels before it thinks, that reaches for comfort automatically, that holds memory in its tissue the way water holds temperature. It's your attachment patterns, your instincts, your inner child, your grief. It's everything soft and unguarded about you. Pluto is everything that lives in the dark. Power, obsession, the shadow. The version of yourself you haven't been willing to look at directly. It rules psychological transformation. Not the gentle kind, not the kind that happens over a long, comfortable arc, but the kind that happens when something has to die so that something realer can live. And in Aquarius today, the sign of the collective, of systems, of radical vision and human evolution, these two are fused right now, this morning, this afternoon, tonight. This is not a background transit. This is a direct hit to your emotional core. Let me paint you the actual picture of what's in the sky right now. Moon conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, March 23rd, 2026. Exact. This conjunction is asking every single one of us the same question today. What are you still pretending not to know about yourself? Because that's what Pluto does when it grabs the moon. It reaches into the places you sealed off, the rooms you locked and told yourself you'd deal with later. And it opens them. Today. Right now. Whether you feel ready or not. And the Aquarius dimension of this is crucial because Aquarius is not a personal sign. It's a collective sign. It thinks in systems. It sees patterns across communities, across timelines, across the broad arc of human experience. So the emotional excavation happening today isn't just private and interior. It's also showing you how your personal wounds connect to something much larger. The fear that's yours is also shared. The grief that's yours is also collective. The liberation that's available to you today, that's available to everyone who's willing to go through the portal. This is why today might feel simultaneously deeply personal and strangely universal. Like your own private emotional storm somehow mirrors something happening in the world around you. That's not your imagination. That's the moon conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. Here's the sequence that has been building toward this moment, because understanding what led here is what makes today make sense. Pluto entered Aquarius and began its long work of dismantling the stories we tell about who we are as a collective, the identities we cling to, the systems we trust, the future we assumed was guaranteed. That's been the slow background frequency for months. You've felt it even if you couldn't name it. Then the tension between what's dying and what's trying to be born started pressing harder. You may have noticed it in your relationships. Moments of unusual intensity, conversations that cracked something open, silences that felt loaded. That was Pluto getting closer to the surface. And now today, March 23rd, the moon conjuncts Pluto exactly in Aquarius. The emotional body and the shadow planet locked together in the sign of collective awakening and radical future vision. This is the moment everything that's been building underground comes to the surface. And now, the three signs that are experiencing this at the most powerful level. Three zodiac signs are positioned today to experience what I can only call a complete psychic restructuring, not just a heavy day, a watershed moment, the kind you look back on months from now and say, that was the day something in me changed for good. Those signs are Aquarius, Scorpio, and Leo. If you are one of these signs, or if you have your moon, rising, or major planets here, I need you to pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you. Aquarius. The conjunction is in your sign. This is your moon. This is your Pluto. Today, March 23rd, the emotional reckoning is happening in your first house, the house of self, of identity, of how you move through the world and how you present yourself to it. Aquarius, you have spent a long time constructing a version of yourself that's palatable, rational, detached enough to function, cool enough to not need things too obviously. Today, Pluto is dismantling that construction, not to destroy you, but to reveal what's underneath it, the truer version, the one that actually needs, actually feels, actually wants things that your curated self would never admit to. This is your moment of radical self-honesty. And the liberation on the other side of it, it's enormous. For Aquarius today, the jackpot is psychological freedom, a shedding of the false self, an arrival into something realer and more powerful than anything you've been performing. Scorpio. Pluto is your ancient ruler. You know this energy. You've always known it, but knowing it and living inside it are different things. And today, the Moon-Pluto conjunction is activating your fourth house, the deepest, most private corner of your chart, the house of home, of roots, of what was given to you in childhood that you're still carrying. Scorpio. Something surfacing today has been there for a very long time, a wound that became a wall, a pattern that became a prison. Today is the day you see it clearly, maybe for the first time, and make a choice about whether you're going to keep it. The jackpot for Scorpio today is ancestral healing, breaking a cycle, releasing a weight that was never yours to carry into the future. Leo, this conjunction is happening in your seventh house, your partnerships, your mirrors, the people you have chosen to walk beside you. Leo, today brings a moment of deep truth about your relationships. Not comfortable truth, but necessary truth. Pluto is showing you the power dynamics that have been operating beneath the surface, the places you've given too much or taken too little or made yourself smaller so someone else could feel bigger, or the reverse. The moon conjunct Pluto in your seventh house today is asking, are the relationships you're in actually holding the real you or a version of you that's been edited for someone else's comfort? The jackpot for Leo today is clarity, a clean, honest seeing of your partnerships, and the courage to move toward ones that can hold the full force of who you are. What this means if you're not one of these three signs. If you're not an Aquarius, Scorpio, or Leo, this transit is still reaching you today. Moon conjunct Pluto affects the entire collective. No one is outside this field, but where it lands in your chart depends on your rising sign. For Taurus, it's activating your 10th house, your career, your public image, how you're seen in the world. Something about your professional identity is being examined right now. For Cancer, it's hitting your 8th house, shared resources, intimacy, what you owe and what you're owed, psychologically and materially. For Capricorn, it's in your 2nd house, your relationship with money, with your own value, with what you believe you deserve. For Gemini, it lands in your 9th house, your belief systems, the philosophies you've built your life around. Some of those may not survive the day intact, and honestly, that might be the best thing that's happened to you in months. The point is, everyone is being asked today to look at something they've been avoiding. Everyone is receiving a moment of psychological depth and emotional intensity. But for Aquarius, Scorpio, and Leo, it's the most direct, the most personal, and the most transformative. Here's how to actually work with this energy today, because this isn't a day to let wash over you passively. This is a day to be awake. First, let yourself feel what's coming up. I know that sounds simple, but Pluto transits have a way of making people want to intellectualize instead of feel, especially in Aquarius. Don't do that today. Whatever emotion surfaces, let it move through you. It's information. It's the shadow bringing you something you need. Second, pay attention to what keeps recurring today. Thoughts that circle back, feelings that return, images, conversations, memories. Pluto works through repetition. It will keep showing you the thing until you look at it directly. Don't change the channel. Whatever keeps coming up today is exactly what needs your attention. Third, use the Aquarian frequency. This conjunction is happening in the sign of collective consciousness, of visionary thinking, of seeing beyond the personal into the systemic. After you sit with your own emotional content today, ask a bigger question. How is this pattern in me connected to something larger? How does my own healing contribute to something beyond just me? That's the Aquarian invitation inside this Pluto transit. Your inner work today is not just for you. And finally, be willing to let something end today. Pluto rules death and rebirth, not physical death, psychological death, the death of an old story, an old identity, an old way of understanding yourself or your relationships or your place in the world. Something may complete today. Let it. Don't hold on just because the ending is uncomfortable. What Pluto removes was always blocking what was trying to come through. The pressure you've been feeling is breaking open right now. I want to come back to something. That sense of pressure you've been carrying, that low hum of something building, something about to crack, something underneath the surface of your normal life that you can't quite see but you absolutely can feel, that's been Pluto approaching, getting closer to the moon, getting closer to this exact moment. And right now, today, March 23rd, the container breaks. The pressure that's been building releases. The emotion that's been compressed finally has space to move. And yes, for some of you, that might feel intense. It might feel like too much at once. But that's what a Pluto transit feels like at the moment of exact contact. Like suddenly the volume of your inner world is louder than everything outside it. Trust it. You're not falling apart, you're coming into focus. Some of you might feel almost eerily calm today. That's also valid. Sometimes Pluto brings a strange quiet. The stillness after something enormous has shifted, but before you fully understood what changed. If that's you, stay present in that stillness. It's not emptiness, it's a cleared space. Something new is about to move into it. This isn't just about today. It's about what today initiates. Here's the last thing I want to leave you with, and I think it's the most important. What begins emotionally and psychologically on March 23rd, under this moon conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, doesn't end at midnight. Pluto moves slowly. The themes surfacing today are setting the emotional tone for weeks, possibly months ahead. The wound you finally look at today, the one Pluto is holding up in front of you right now, healing that wound is a process that's just beginning. So if today doesn't feel like a lightning bolt of transformation, that's okay. For some of you, it will. Dramatic, obvious, unmistakable. For others, it will feel like a quiet internal click, like something that had been locked is now unlocked, like you can breathe differently than you could yesterday, like the path forward, while not yet fully visible, has somehow gotten more honest. Trust the depth of today. Trust that what's surfacing is surfacing for a reason. Trust that Pluto always takes something in order to give you something truer in return. Today is the beginning of something, and I really believe it's exactly what you needed. All right. If you're still here, thank you. Genuinely. Staying through this whole thing means you're someone who takes this work seriously, and I respect that deeply. If this landed for you and you want more content like this, it would mean the world if you hit that subscribe button. It's the biggest way you can support what I do here. And please drop your sign in the comments. Tell me what's coming up for you today. If you're an Aquarius, Scorpio, or Leo, I especially want to hear from you over the next few days. What shifted? What surfaced? What ended or began? We're all moving through this together, and your experience matters. Take care of yourself today. This is a big one. I'll see you in the next one.